verdict is being read right now. We're being told from Darla Miles, who's in the courtroom.
Not guilty for count one.
Count one.
Not guilty for
the
count
racketeering.
one. The one they were stuck on.
Again, that is count one, racketeering conspiracy, which had a maximum sentence of life in prison.
But that's just the first of 5 counts. We still have 4 more.
What do you make of that?
I'm not surprised. I think that this was a tall order, and I didn't expect this. The people that you're asking about being involved in this enterprise are people that are charged with doing a job that says that they will do what you ask them to do. Delivering supplies is not being complicit in a crime. Being a security guard who's present when he is assaulting his girlfriend is not saying that he knows she's being trafficked. I think by virtue of their job descriptions, this could not have been agreement into a part of this conspiracy.
Because these were bodyguards, assistants, etc. These were not co-partners in a business enterprise, which would suggest organized crime.
Exactly.
Okay.
We are still waiting to hear what the other counts, how they will determine the other counts here. We just learned count 2
is not guilty.
Not guilty.
That's sex trafficking by force, fraud, or coercion, and that's for victim 1, which is Cassie Ventura. Max sentence of that would be life in prison. Tell me what you think about that.
But we do really quickly have to say, count 3 is guilty.
Count 3
is guilty. Count 3 is guilty. That's transportation to engage in prostitution with victim 1, which is relating to his ex-girlfriend, Cassie Ventura. That carries a maximum sentence of 10 years in prison.
Correct.
So far, count 1, count 2, not guilty. But count 3, which he faces 2 similar charges with his second victim, which will be Jane Doe. What does that make out for you? How do you
What that says is that they saw the transportation for prostitution. They believe that he was aware of what he was doing and that he was engaging and moving individuals for the purposes of prostitution. As far as trafficking, what they're saying is that they do not believe that him getting Cassie to these freak-offs was done under force, duress, or coercion. And that is what the jury is telling us.
Count 4, not guilty regarding sex trafficking by force or coercion. Not guilty.
And that's in relation to Jane Doe. But count 5
just came in.
Guilty. Just came into our
Guilty,
newsroom.
right.
And that's relating again to Jane.
That is a consistent verdict with the law that's consistent with the burden that was met by the prosecution, and it's consistent across the board. What they found is that there was no force, there was no undue pressure, there was no coercion. That is why the trafficking charges fell. What they did find in both cases is that he was very well aware, regardless of a freak-off, a hotel night, or a king night, that he was moving individuals for the purposes of prostitution.